Today's video is about Peter Breggin. He's probably considered psychiatry's most dangerous critic. This guy has been around for a really long time, and honestly, drug companies hate him. Most people hate him. Most people think he is really, really dangerous, but in the critical psychiatry space, he is one of the trailblazers. And I kind of have a stack of his books right here. And so as you can see, not highly influenced by him at all. I mean, that is a joke. He actually has had a huge impact on how I practice. Really, he was the first person to start very publicly calling out a lot of the problems with psychiatry, and who had like a really strong academic background. I mean, I think he went to Harvard. I think he was at the National Institute of Mental Health doing research, but shortly afterwards took a beeline into private practice and essentially did a lot of deprescribing. He's older now, I'm pretty sure he's in his 80s, but he has been a prolific writer. And probably the most important thing you need to know about Breggin was that he was doing this on his own for like a really long time. There was no one out there standing beside him saying these things. It was like Thomas Sass was like the first one, Myth of Mental Illness, and then there was like Breggin, and he essentially carried the torch for like, half a century kind of on his own doing these things. He's been in numerous legal disputes. He's gone before Congress. He's kind of talked about the role of psychiatric medications in the military because of the risk of paradoxical adverse reactions, making people more aggressive. He has done like everything. He's written some of the first books out there on psychiatric drug withdrawal. That's what I do. I've read this book. It's excellent. He kind of laid the groundwork for a lot of this stuff. So he's kind of like the father of a lot of this critical psychiatry stuff. I think he's actually so old and so established in this field that people were still doing like lobotomies in some places when he came into practice, and I think he was involved in actually getting that outlawed. I do remember reading that about him. So we're going to talk about 3 books by Peter Breggin, which I think are really excellent. I mean, the first one is going to be Psychiatric Drug Withdrawal. This was one of the first textbooks that ever came out directed towards patients about what you need to know about tapering off medications. It covers everything, it covers preparation with your family, why you should do it. It goes over every single drug class. It talks about tapering rates, and really, really important book if you're embarking on drug withdrawal or if you want a family member to know something about drug withdrawal. This is an excellent read. The next book, which is really interesting, it's called Your Drug May Be Your Problem. One of the things that Breggin has said, which I think really resonates with a lot of people, is that it can be really difficult to recognize when you're having problems because of a psychiatric medication. And so he talks about almost this spellbinding effect that being on meds can have, where you actually think you're doing a lot better than you are, but outwardly a lot of people are saying, hey, you look as anxious and as depressed as ever, but you actually don't feel it. So this book is about that, and about how medications can really kind of cloud the ability to see that they're causing you problems. And finally, this book called Medication Madness. This is a collection of stories of people who have become suicidal and homicidal on drugs. It catalogs how it happens, and it's one of the only books really out there, aside from maybe some of David Healy's stuff, that really goes into the stories of how drug-induced suicides and homicides happen. So really worth a read if you're interested. Please let me know in the comments below if there's anyone else you want me to cover who's a leader in the critical psychiatry movement, or maybe even someone else.